Speaking of people that want to fight all the time instead of party all the time, and Eddie Murphy would have never sounded so good if it wasn't for Rick James. Rey Mysterio and the LWO come to the ring, and Rey's story is that he wouldn't have lost the U.S. title to Logan Paul if not for the brass knuckles. And Logan Paul stole my title. He couldn't have beat me without the knucks, and everybody knows it. And there he's standing there with Escobar and the other two Lucha fellows and Zelina. And remember when this first started, to help me, Brian, I can't remember a plot twist, but when it first started with Escobar being involved with, Escobar was a heel previously. But then he got involved with Rey Mysterio, and they established a mutual respect. And what at the time I speculated on when they were building this was it looks like, because Vince always wants to have a Hispanic hero, that they are trying to establish an alliance between Escobar and Mysterio, that maybe Rey will pass the torch to this guy. But he doesn't have the flash and the pizzazz and the zing-zang of Rey Mysterio. But then, as they went on a little bit, it looked like more that they were going to build dissension. And over the past several weeks, that has been borne out when it just so happened, he said a couple things. It just so happened he left the Knucks right where they would be available for Logan Paul or his stooges or whatever. So Rey is blaming the Logan Paul and his Knucks, but Carlito comes out, and Carlito is basically like, say it, put the blame where it belongs. It's his fault, and points at Escobar. Because Carlito is the new addition to this. You know what? They used to want comedy writers. I think, honestly, they've gotten soap opera writers now. Because it's more dramatic than it used to be. It used to be just silly. Carlito's the new addition to the group, and he don't have a history with Escobar, and he's just looking at what's in front of his face. And have you also noticed that when Carlito was in OVW in 2004, he was probably in the lower 30% of size of guys. And he's a high flyer. He looks like Andre next to everybody in this fucking ring. And so basically when Carlito and Escobar get in an argument, Escobar walks out. He doesn't have to stand around and put up with this. So we've seen something. There's going to be something happen between Escobar and Mysterio for the past several weeks. But I like that Carlito, the new guy, maybe that's what they held him back for. Remember, they thought they were going to sign him, or said they were going to sign him, or maybe they did sign him earlier this year after the Puerto Rico show. And then he sat around for a while. Maybe they had this in their back pocket. Are they more prepared than they used to be, and that was sometimes we thin they are, Brian?
I don't know. I mean, I'm curious about your reaction to all of this. I mean, I don't want to spoil what we're going to talk about in a few moments, but it came across to me watching it like this innocent, nice guy, Escobar, has this new guy show up and just start calling him out when he did nothing but try to help his friend. I said it the other day, this guy's been the greatest friend anyone could have. And all of a sudden, Carlito starts calling him out. It escalated from that to a complete heel turn kind of fast when Carlito seems like the heel here. So
it anchormaned. It escalated rapidly.
This guy's the greatest friend. He's doing everything he can to help Rey Mysterio. He's got like a smile on his face.
Well, but a couple of times everything hadn't been good enough and it didn't work out. Things kind of backfired.
Should the other members have walked out with him?
Because they were his before they were Rey's.
And they know what's going on. I mean, again, if you're staying there, are you agreeing with what Carlito is saying?
Apparently they did. But we don't know yet.
Rey hasn't watched the video? Rey hasn't said, hey, man, look, shit happens. I understand.
Well, I think that's what he was trying to say. But he didn't get to it because Carlito interrupted him. But it was kind of, it was careless, if nothing else, for Escobar to put the brass knuckles right down there on the ring, right in front of God and everybody, where Logan Paul could see.
It was careless. He's the babyface to me. He does nothing but try to help his friends. This new guy, this new kid shows up at school, steals all of his friends, points out to everyone that he's a jerk for being a nice guy and making a mistake. I'm on his side.
Well, see, you're in grade school now, and we're not talking about AEW. We're not there yet. But let's say it's a gang fight on the street amongst adults.
Right.
Okay, Escobar was chasing one of Logan Paul's stooges. He had a set of brass knuckles in his hand. If he's chasing a guy to beat him up, why'd he put the brass knuckles down? Uh-huh.
Now you can't
mean he didn't want to make something happen and then deny responsibility?
Oh, no. You can get on him for being a putz, for making bad decisions. Maybe we're not going to give you the knucks again.
I think he's the Mexican Dr. Evil. He's the master plotter around here. He's thinking 3 steps ahead.
Medico Evil?
That's right. Medico Evolo.
Evolo. Okay.
Evolo.
You didn't take Spanish in school, did you?
I left it. I didn't take it.
Did you take any language in school? You've never talked about that.
I took several tongue lashings. and there was some language directed at me that I don't know if it's specific to any country or not. I did a bit of German because that
really?
Because honestly, when I was a kid and I watched Hogan's Heroes, I already had like 4 words. And that was 4 more than I had in any other language. So, yes.
What were the options? French,
I can't remember. It's
German?
been 50 fucking years. I can't.
You don't remember that? I remember that.
I think they still had Latin.
Wow.
But anyway, so